wonder if he fucked that robot. I'm back with another drunk reaction, and today I'm drinking Fireball as I offer them. Oh, yeah. And today I'm going to try out a new show called The Umbrella Academy. Of course, new is relative. The second season is getting ready to drop. I remember I tried about 10 minutes of this when the first season came out. And I don't know what was going on. Like, I think I was interrupted or something, and I just never came back to it. And I didn't even remember trying it until I went into this, and it was 10 minutes in. So clearly, I'm the only person with access to my account, as far as I know. And so clearly, I had watched 10 minutes of it, but I don't remember doing so. Maybe it'll come back to me as I start watching it. I don't know. But apparently, I only watched 10 minutes, so maybe it sucked ass. I don't know. But I remember there being a lot of hype. I love Ellen Page. It would be nice if she would fucking do something like that's watchable. Most of the movies she's been in over the past, I'd say, like half decade, just not been that interesting. So, to me personally, But let's give it a shot. Let's try this out. The fuck you looking at? They have piranhas and pools. That's not good.
Billionaire and adventurer, resolved to locate and adopt as many of the children as possible. Extraordinary.
7 out of 43. That's a terrible batting percentage.
We'll see you soon, Klaus.
Damn. See you soon. That's not very encouraging. There's a couple of places where you don't want them to ever say, hey, see you soon. There'd be a prison, a mental institution, or a rehab facility. She's like, how much longer I gotta play this goddamn opening number?
No forced entry. No sign of struggle. Nothing out of the ordinary.
Yeah, but given the nature of the show, I'm still suspicious.
What's the secret, huh? Protein shakes. Low carbs.
Kicking smartasses' asses. That's my secret. Every time I do it, I grow an inch.
Sad old man who kicked
Well, you're awfully,
big empty house.
adamant that we close the books on this shit
Yes,
really fast,
Mikey.
which makes you my number one suspect.
You should leave.
Not Batman. Oh, that's what she did. She wrote a tell-all book.
So good to see you.
This show is fucking weird. I'm not saying whether that's good or
Your
bad at the moment.
autobiography.
I don't know yet, but this show is fucking weird. It's probably why I bailed the first time.
Did you ever read it?
Although, I don't think I made it far enough to see the monkey butler.
I always used to leave the lights on for him. I was scared that he would come back. It would be late and the house would be dark. And
So you're the reason our power bill's $1,000 a month, you fucking asshole.
I'm pretty sure I slept in half those peanut butter and marshmallow sandwiches.
This may be speciesist, but I ain't taking no food prepared by a
Father always
fucking
believed
nasty-ass
that
monkey.
Number 5 was still out there somewhere.
Like, I
Never
know that's
lost it.
speciesist, but I'm sorry, man. Like, that's just how I feel.
Luther? Wow, you've really filled out over the years.
Klaus.
So what we got?
Saved
6
the lecture.
kids. So
I was
far, at
already
least
there.
2 of them are assholes.
You guys can talk amongst yourselves.
I like one of them, and I'm skeptical about the
Excuse me.
rest.
Do it. Need to get your little panties in a bunch.
Man, I'd knock his ass out. Even though there's like a massive size disparity. I'm kind of against bigger against littler, but like in that case, I'll make an exception. There is a douchebag exception to that clause,
And put that out. You know Dad did a lot of smoking in
Is
here.
that my skirt?
What? Oh, yeah, this. I found it in your room. It's a little dated, I know, but it's very breathy on the...
I don't know if it's possible for me to hate a character as much as I hate this motherfucker for as little screen time as he's had so far.
Someone close to him. Someone with a grudge.
Where are you going with this? Wasn't it obvious, Klaus?
Yeah, someone
thinks
who
one of
keeps
us
insisting he
killed
wasn't murdered. Oh, shit. Holy shit. This motherfucker can summon Cthulhu. Oh, he can turn into Cthulhu. Okay.
You tell us what happened inside.
Fantastic. Look at posing and shit.
Inaugural class. The Umbrella Academy.
Mr. Hargreaves, Channel 9 News. What happened to their parents?
They were suitably compensated.
Are you
That looks like it. Obviously, this was taken from a comic book, right? The way that scene was framed absolutely fucking looked like it was a comic book panel. I would bet anything that was a comic book panel. Just somehow the way they were staged and the framing of it, obviously a comic book panel, which is cool. Like it's always a good homage when they do that. I don't know, man. Being sober sounds like it's not worth having powers.
Come on!
I wonder if in this alternate reality, Tiffany's the one who had a decent career, and Debbie Gibson's the one who was a one-hit wonder. This is a really fucking cool shot, man. Again, looks like a comic book panel.
Don't get too close.
Yeah, no shit. Looks like some
Nothing good, that's for goddamn sure.
Our major black hole, one of the two.
That'd be my guess.
What's the date? The exact date.
24th.
Of what?
March.
Oh, they don't want to give the year. Okay, gotcha.
So, where'd you go?
The future. That shit, by the way. Called it.
yeah, it is.
I should listen to the old man. You
It
know,
really is,
his
kid.
face is
Stay
one
back
thing.
where you're at,
And I had to project my consciousness forward into a suspended quantum state version of myself that exists across every possible instance of time.
That makes no sense.
Well, what if
I know, because quantum doesn't, like, I've already had a rant about quantum. Quantum just means the smallest amount of something you can have. That's literally all it means.
Apparently my body is now 13 again.
That motherfucker put marshmallows with peanut butter. Did I just see that right? I paused the episode. I wanted to freshen up my drink, but also I wanted to just get a little bit more deep into the quantum thing I was talking about. I know I've talked about this before. I don't remember what the episode was, or I would like point you to that instead, but I don't remember what the hell show it was. There's been a lot that uses quantum. It might have been Warrior Nun. Now that I think about it, I think they definitely talked about quantums in Warrior Nun. One of the early episodes of Warrior Nun, probably. Anyway, all quantum means is it's the smallest amount of stuff you can measure. So, for instance, a quantum of money is a penny, in American currency. I know there's probably some foreign people that watch me. In American currency, a quantum of money is a penny. That's all. That's literally all it means. So sometimes in writing, this makes sense. Like, for instance, Ant-Man, the quantum universe. I think it's quantum universe, what they call it. That makes sense. It's the smallest universe that exists, that we can access, right? So that makes 100% sense. In this particular case, I was in a quantum state. So you were in the smallest state you could be? Maybe that's what you're trying to say, but I don't think you're trying to say, because I think quantum has become a generic for magic. Technical magic, in other words. Anything you want to do, like science fiction, technology, you just put the word quantum in front of it, and away you go, right? You don't have to explain anything else. But just something to keep in mind. Some of this shit, sometimes they use it as nonsensical, which is fine. I mean, it's entertainment. But sometimes, like, they do use it correctly, like I said with Ant-Man, But anyway, let's get back to it.
You mean like what happened to Ben?
Was it bad?
Ben, yeah, he must have died.
Did something happen? Dad died. Remember?
Oh, yes, of course.
She's a robot, isn't she?
Is Mom okay?
Yeah, she's
She
fine.
must be a robot.
Says he's to rest. Recharge.
Yeah, recharge. Because I just don't see that dude like ever marrying a human woman.
Whenever you're ready, dear boy.
But he needed something to take care of the kids besides a fucking monkey, so.
He was my master. And my
Kind of some slavery overtones there, man. Jesus
And
Christ.
I shall miss him very much.
The whole monkey thing ain't really going over well if you start, putting it in a slavery connotation. Fuck's sake.
The world's better off without
There was the
Giddy.
Umbrella Academy, right? He's the one not holding the umbrella. He's the one talking
You know
bad
why?
about the father.
Would anyone like something to eat? No, it's okay.
Yeah, her robot ass is fucking freaking out. She's like, I don't like this conflict. You're about to get knocked the fuck out. Of course, like these are the only two that's like a comparable fight,
Stop this at once.
because one is like super fast reflexes, one of them's really fucking big. So they kind of offset each other. That's right, motherfucker. I can take a punch. You little bitch, come here. You dancing around. You can prance all you want to. Sooner or later, your ass gonna be on the ground with all these teeth knocked out. Damn. A little bit of pain, a little bit of blood, and you bitch out? What the fuck?
You got no material for your sequel yet?
He was my father, too.
Fucking assholes. Every one of them's an asshole, man. It's hard to find anybody to root for. I'm rooting for Luther. He seems to be the least assholish of all of them.
Wow.
And the robot's cool.
They will make you impervious to the pain and hardship the world will thrust upon you.
I wonder if he fucked that robot.
Believe me,
Always excluded. Always wanted to be part of them, but always excluded.
I hope you know your father loved you very much. In his own way.
Yeah, that's the thing we say about assholes. In his own way.
You as well, Miss Vanya.
That's code for he was a fucking asshole.
Dad hated caffeine.
Well, he hated children too, and he had plenty of us.
You know, for a junkie, he sure does know how to harshen a buzz. Jesus.
Yeah, love you too, sis. Go look on your next film. Hope it turns out better than your marriage.
Jesus. All the flavors in the world, and you chose salty. Really? You're gonna sit right fucking next to me. All this bar is open, you're gonna sit right fucking next to me. And this is before the pandemic, man. I've been mad. I was mad about this shit before the pandemic.
Sorry. The kid wants coffee. Black. Good kid.
Just go get my fucking coffee. Yeah. The Duke can teleport, man. You're fucked. You are legit, as the British say, proper fucked. I feel bad. Sort of bad for the waitress. Just only sort of. She was kind of a douche. Generally, I like this show. I mean, it's weird as fuck, but like that appeals to me. But if there's a criticism I can levy against it, they do the Quentin Tarantino needle drop version of a soundtrack, which is, you know, they basically just play songs. Sometimes remixes, you know, like a cover version, or sometimes just like, you know, but they don't have like music that I've noticed. They don't have music composed exactly specifically for the show, you know. Not that's been noticeable anyway, and I think that's to the detriment of the show. Star Trek Next Generation, I know, for example, they did what they call generic music. They thought you needed music, but if the music was too good, it detracted from the show. Like, you know, which is ridiculous. Like, I just disagree with that. So it's like a generic music bed, so you just wouldn't remember any music from, like, season 4 on. Like, they start off with a really good composer. The last thing he worked on, I think, was, like, Best of Both Worlds. The music was really good in that. From then on, they went with the generic music bed, which, of course, is cheaper, you know? So far, and I'm going to start paying attention, but I just noticed it with this latest song they dropped, needle dropped. Yeah, but I knew you were the fucking killer, son of a bitch. He just had way too much of a heart on.
Hate to rush you through any kind of
for like closing the investigation, right?
Come on, man.
That must be Ben.
Of course you do.
No wonder he's a fucking junkie. If he's being haunted by Ben for the last fucking 17 years.
Waffles. I'm gonna drop you off at the bus stop. Gotta get back to work.
Nice. That was a very nice transition.
Breaking ball.
But anyway, like there hasn't been any composed music that I remember. It'll be interesting when I go back and edit this to see if there actually has been before that. But like, up to this point, I don't remember there being a single piece of composed music, which is to the detriment of the show. Just to basically put a bow tie on that conversation, you know. A bow tie. Tie a bow on the conversation is what I was trying to say. Jesus, I'm drunk.
Why me?
Because you're ordinary.
She hates being ordinary.
Because you listen.
You had me at ordinary.
I never figured out what killed the human race. I did find something else.
Yeah, people were apparently still reading newspapers in the future for some reason.
It happens.
That's a cool shot.
The world ends in 8 days. I have no idea how to stop it.
Well, guess we got a mission for this season. Fantastic. All the good pilots you got to carry so much water in a pilot. Like I've mentioned this many times, you have to introduce the characters, and if it's a world that's unlike our own, then you have to introduce the world. Then you have to establish what are the character motivations, and then you have to say, okay, what's our adversary? What's our opposition? Antagonist. And then you have to establish, on top of all that, you have to do this is what an episode of this show is like. This is what you can expect from forward. That's a lot of fucking water to carry, man. Probably the best pilot I ever saw was the House pilot because it established all the characters, all their motivations, and they had they had a medical mystery that pretty much was like all the rest of the medical mysteries. It's like this it was a good indication. Where a lot of times with the pilot episode, you can tell they did a lot of course correcting after they shot the pilot, or maybe in season 2 the show's radically different. No, like what you saw in the pilot episode of House was what you saw in the final season of House, for the most part. Obviously, the characters have grown, some characters have left, new characters have been added. But I'm just saying, like the format of the show was clearly established. All the characters were clearly defined. You knew what they wanted. You knew how they opposed each other. It was just, it was one of the best pilots I've ever seen. Most shows take about 3 episodes to really do it because there's just so much to do, especially genre shows where you're introduced to this weird fucking world. You have to, and see, in this case, they're establishing the backstory, which is a massive amount of backstory. It'll probably take 5 seasons to show everything that happened in their past, right? They didn't even scratch the surface. Then you've got 7 fucking kids and the father, that's 8. You got the robot and the monkey are kind of establishing characters and shit like that. So, and you got to, I can define all these fucking characters, what they want. Like, it's fucking hard to do, man. It's just so much water to carry. I feel like they did a really good job, And then at the very end, in just 60 seconds of time, they said, okay, here's what here's what our mission is going forward. Like, they fucking nailed it. This is a really good pilot episode. So I'm kind of a dumbass for quitting. Like I said, I don't even remember any of it. I'm kind of a dumbass for quitting it the first time. But hey, it means I can watch it for the first time now. So